Comics G-Man here, and Martian Manhunter. I want to talk about more this Alex Preddy case and the Renee Good case. I had somebody ask me on YouTube, a commenter, he said, "Why are you so quick to defend Alex Preddy? He was clearly trying to be the aggressor. He even reached for his gun from one angle." I saw the angles. I saw the one angle from the actual woman who was in the car in the front seat recording it happening right in front of her. And then I saw one that was on the other side, right? I didn't see him reach for the gun. I can't find footage of him reaching for a gun. I see the ice guy reach for the gun, and I even saw them take the gun out of his back pocket. So how could he reach for his gun when they took it out of his back pocket? That doesn't make any sense. But he asked me, "Why are you so quick to defend this guy?" Well, look, I don't know this guy. I'm not his lawyer. I don't know who he is. So no, I don't. I'm not defending him on that. I'm defending him because, frankly, why should I jump to the defense of six guys who are armed in Kevlar, backed by the corrupt federal government, and they have pepper spray, they have a pistol, they got everything they need. They're wearing a mask and everything. So why should I jump to defend these guys who already have an entire system backing everything that they do? You see, I think there's something wrong with your instincts to want to defend something like that. Now, even if these guys were proven innocent, right? Fine, you could prove it innocent, but your first reaction is to side with the system, to side with these six men that needed to take down one guy in their Kevlar armor, their pistols, they're wearing their masks, they got their freaking big cars, driving around, getting probably $90,000 salary off of you. Why should I defend that? They already have the entire legal system covering their ass immediately. I mean, as soon as they do something like that, the DHS comes out and calls Renee and Alex terrorists, for example. Now, I also see comments, I also see people saying that this is a whole psyop, it's an Illuminati thing, none of it even happened, it's AI, whatever. Whatever this is, the point that you have to take from it is what they're trying to set with this. They're trying to set up the idea that you can't carry, that you can't defend yourself, that you can't show any signs of disagreeing with armored thugs, because the consequence will most likely be death. Death. Just for disagreeing. The other consequence of this, the other setting up of this is they're trying to get people to be complacent with authoritarian militarism, where people will be on the streets. You'll start getting used to Kevlar cops all over. All over. Now, I am in New Jersey. I'm not in a dangerous area. And I see cops wearing Kevlar. They got the pistols. They're all dutied up, right? I say to myself, is that really necessary in this area? No, I don't think so. How is it that cops for years, maybe, when did they start militarizing the cops? In the 90s? Right? Were they militarized in the 80s? Maybe during the Rodney King riots? Did they start militarizing them? I don't know. But before that, for years, cops had the regular hat. They just had the blue vest, the badge, belt, right? They had their pistol. They were in simple doodads, simple uniform. They were able to do things like that for a very long time. Why is it now? Why is it now all of a sudden that cops need to be dressed up equivalent to either SWAT teams or military uniforms you see in like Iraq films about Iraq? Well, I think they're trying to condition people to get used to living under military rule. I don't know to what ends, I don't know. But I don't see any reason why these ICE agents need to wear masks. I hear these excuses that, oh, they're doxing them because they're chasing the illegals. Yeah, but I mean, are you telling me that people haven't been trying to dox regular police officers who don't wear masks? I mean, police have been wearing no mask for years. I'm sure they've been doxxed. I'm sure they've been harassed for being police officers, but they never wear masks. So why all of a sudden are you having these guys wear masks? Well, I think they are like a private army now. I think when a Democrat gets in or somebody else gets in and they're getting ready to do the New World Order or whatever the hell they're planning, this is what you're going to see. And so they're conditioning you, the American people, to be afraid to question this, to be afraid to speak up when you see things. Now, they have us conditioned that when you see somebody who you think is left-leaning calling this stuff out on the streets, that they're just annoying, they're childish. But at this point, I believe it's the most courageous thing you could do, because otherwise, they're conditioning you all into silence, where you won't do anything when this gets worse. You'll just sit back and you'll let the jackboots march down the streets and do whatever they have to do because that's their job. You're not going to get in the way of authority and get in the way of their jobs, right? Right? You see what they're doing? You see what they're doing to your mind? It's one thing to have police, which I have issues with completely the way that whole operation goes, right? But this is a whole other thing. This is a whole other layer of psychological games, psychological programming of your mind to become more complacent, to go along with whatever they're getting ready to do. Eventually, whatever that is. I don't know what it is, but I don't like it. And if you don't like it, you should say it too. Don't be afraid about it. If you're somebody on the right, don't be afraid of somebody saying, "Oh, what are you, a lefty?" If you're somebody on the left, well, here's my advice to the left. You need to start thinking a little bit more open. You need to realize that even if you don't like the people on the right, the only chance we'll have to fight any future tyranny or government tyranny is you're going to have to start working with people you don't like. You're going to have to start talking to different people. And that goes for you too on the right. You're going to have to start looking at your fellow Americans as your fellow Americans, because frankly, if you keep playing into the narrative that they have set up for us, that we're so divided, which, yes, we are divided, but that's what they want. That's what your media wants, whether it's on the left and the right. They want us continuously divided. So the future, if there's a future for us as a people, the future is you're both going to have to start growing the fuck up, talking to each other, being open to the fact that that guy over there has a totally different idea than me. But let's hear each other out. Let's figure this out. Let's see what this really means. If we don't come to a stand, eventually, there's going to be a point where it's too late. It might already be too late to unite with each other and to stand as one. I don't know. But if it's not too late, right, this is the time to start trying to realize this left and right thing is not working. We have to be united, literally. United against what? United against the government. United against the military. Because they're coming for you. They're coming for you eventually. Even those of you who think you're real safe, maybe you got a lot of money, it's coming for you too. So the only way out of it is if we work together, we talk this out, and we start seeing above, we start seeing through the left and right. I know I sound like a nag. I know I sound like a pain in the ass. And I'm not saying that, we need to compromise our ideals and our principles, and you retain to your principles best as you can. But do you really think that we could survive as a people if we continue to be divided? The ruling class wants that. The ruling class will win if we stay divided. Come on. Wake up, America. Wake up.